But it's interesting because you were telling me how you think that there's a lot of closeted BBW fans or people that like bigger women. They just can't. They feel like they can't be open about it.
There's a ton. I mean, I have so many guys sliding into my DMs, paying to text me and things like that, who have skinny wives and girlfriends. It's just a very, very common thing. And I had this idea the other day and I thought, wait a minute. You know, I've heard so much about men being pressured by other men or ridiculed because of their taste in women, because, you know, their friends are like, why do you like fat chicks, you know, and all this. And I'm thinking to myself, well, why are they doing that? Because it's just creating more competition for the thinner women. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just going to open you up to more partners if you let the guys who like the bigger women go after the bigger women instead of forcing them, you know, to be into the same thing you're into.
Yeah. It's weird. Well, it seems weird because, I mean, it's unfortunate because I've had to defend myself to people that have made fun of me because, you know, some of the women that I'm attracted to have been bigger women. I mean, obviously boobs are my one of my main draws, and bigger women tend to have bigger boobs. Right. So it's like, but I mean, the idea, that for some reason liking bigger women is looked at as, you know, why would you want that? As if the idea is you want to try to, it's like, so, but what's the point of dating? Is the point of dating to be happy, to be with somebody you want to be with? Or is the point of dating to show off and like win a competition between your friends?
Right. Like they're making it about social capital.
Yeah. As if like it's who's got the coolest car, who's got the biggest house.
Right. You know, and I'm not going to try to force one of my friends like, oh, why do you like guys with blue eyes? Why don't you like this kind of guy or whatever? You know, we just kind of like do what we want, and you know, we're happy for somebody when they find someone they like, even if it's not our cup of tea.
Yeah, I'm just happy having I usually win the biggest boobs award in terms of the person I'm dating. Usually has the biggest boobs of anybody else.
I can see that with you.
Yeah, that's easy. I'll take that as a crown.
Right.
But it's just fascinating because you were telling me that, I mean, you've had people that like bodybuilders or athletes like that are super attracted to you, and you think to yourself, but you don't think they could ever like be open about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of, you know, personal trainers and models and things like that that I've either been out with or are in my DMs, you know.
Yeah.
It's a very common thing. Some of them are open about it and some of them aren't. But I think a lot of people would be surprised. I think there's a lot of thin people out there paying a personal trainer who would be shocked to find out that guy is jerking off to me, quite frankly.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's great. And you'd think that I mean, did that kind of surprise you when you started to notice that?
It did. You know, but one thing that is weird for me is I feel like a lot of times the very traditionally attractive and very fit guys actually have been nicer to me than some of the average guys who are more closeted about it. Yes, because they're more worried about the pressure and they don't necessarily always have as much, high self-esteem. Okay. Whereas I think some of these guys, you know, they know they're hot and hey, I like what I like, you know? So it's interesting. Yeah. But yeah, I would say I've been treated like shit more by the more average looking dudes than the hot ones, like the super hot ones.
Wow. That's really surprising.
I know. I'm serious. Yeah.
Well, and so did that start to happen as you were doing adult work, or had that happened before?
Yeah. No, it wasn't before. It was definitely. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's gotta be that must have thrown you though, because you thought like because people think that, well, what you look like is what you're going to be attracted to or something comparable. Yeah. Whereas, you know, you'd think that a guy who's in the gym all the time is going to be, and I'm sure a lot of them are with really fit, you know, women that are in the gym. Right. But I'm curious, why do you think that you're so attractive to them? That you'd think that it's, you know, that what is it about, like, what do you think is it about bigger women that attracts them? I have a lot of different theories, and of course it's not going to be the same for everyone. I think some of the guys really like to feel our weight on top of them. So I think some of these really big buff guys, just imagine this super jacked dude is with like a 95-pound, 5'1". This is easy weight.
Yeah, like a little spinner, you know. maybe it's nice to feel something different, to feel some weight on them. Maybe they have a little bit of a secret submissive side.
Okay.
And they don't mind being smothered by big bare titties in their face. I don't know.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Any other ideas that you might have?
I also wondered if too, sometimes they're kind of jealous of us just kind of eating what we want and not really caring about the food.
That is, yeah.
Being able to just enjoy food.
That's the sad thing, because when you look at something like meal prep, it's very, obviously it's very regimented, it's very disciplined, which obviously it should be, because the whole point is to look a certain way and not indulging in certain things. So when I've seen pictures of like all this Tupperware filled with bits of chicken and vegetables and rice, and that's it.
Yes.
And you're just like, I'm eating that for the whole week, and you're just like, well, what do I have to look forward to? More chicken and rice. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
And whereas if you can be with somebody who's like, well, what am I going to eat today? You know what? I think I'll have a big thing of pasta. I think I'll have a big, a side of mashed potatoes and maybe a big chocolate cake for dessert. And they'll look at you like, oh my God.
Right.
That looks amazing.
Yes.
So I can definitely see how there's that vicarious, pleasure that they can derive.
Right.